I don't know if you can hear this. Let me turn it up. Is my king, is my one, yes, he's my father, yes, he's my son, I can talk to him. So, hello. I'm launching a podcast. Not this podcast, but I'm announcing on this podcast the new podcast. And I have been going over and over possible names for it. I mean, I have a list. This is the list. This is the list that I've been working through, just capturing my thoughts. And here's where I've landed. I'm going to tell you the name of the podcast, and I'm going to tell you why this, and then I'm going to tell you the intention for my podcast. So let me first start with a story. The story is the last year, right around the last year, I've been doing contract work, online marketing stuff, funnels, lead magnets, email marketing, setting up the back end technology, which is I know how to do. I'm good at it and I'm meticulous. I'm the perfectionist in me wants to get it right. And I love marketing from the standpoint of you put something out, people respond to it, they like it, they opt in. I like that game. It's like fishing. I don't really like fishing, but I just like that game. Way more than I like sales. So if I would have had to pick, I've been doing this contract work. And quite honestly, it's been sucking the soul out of me because it is not what I'm here to do. And I've been choosing it to pay the bills. Nothing wrong with that until that kind of work, those kinds of jobs dry up or go away or I get let go. So in July, my 1 year kind of contract abruptly and unexpectedly ended, unbeknownst to me till that day. And then I ended up getting a job about 6 weeks later, another contract, but I chose for it to only be 90 days, 3 months. It's very similar to what I'd been doing, but I arranged it in a way that was really, it's just so much better for me. And then that dried up instantly. And, uh, full transparency, because that's also a part of what I intend with this podcast is full transparency, the messy middle. One of the things that keeps me out of actually being seen and being visible and making a difference, because that's really what we're all here to do is make a difference for other people in our own unique ways. My way is stuff like this, creating courses, speaking, platforms like podcasts. And so I had on my knees moments in July when I lost my job because I had nothing. There's nothing to fall back on. There's no There's no there's no 6 months of savings cushion when you're on food stamps and government assistance. There just isn't. And I just said that out loud, right? Like I've been on food stamps for the last year. I'm making my way through being a full-time single parent, paying, you know, for all the things. And just the thought of Angie Stone in the background, fuck. You fucking kidding me? What song is next? I just want to check it. Let me just let's see this. This is a good one too. Mhm. Sorry, I get carried away. Mm. And so nothing to fall back on. And so when the second job dried up, literally they couldn't pay me. Great people. Their sales just fucking dropped significantly, like the last month I was there. And they were like telling me, like, we want to keep working with you. We love working with you. This is so great. And then sales didn't come in and then I didn't get paid. So I've been once again up against that, up against that. This, contract work gone, done. And I have some very special people in my life. One very special person in my life who's helping me out significantly. I love you. I love you. And however, that isn't a long-term solution. I'm not here to for that. And even saying this is like all of my ego shit's coming up. All of my like shit that I've just been bumping up against for the last fucking however many months. I want to put that timer on so I can see how long I've been. No, I don't know where it is. Okay, it's all good. Show meeting timer. Are you fucking kidding? 20 minutes already? All right. I'm gonna learn brevity and conciseness. However, there are people like Joe Rogan who have 2.5, 3 hour podcasts. So fuck that shit. Um, so and with me, it's like side tangent tangent stories that are tributaries of the river of the story that I'm telling you right now. So I have something in my eye. So the the job, he can't pay me. And so I pretty quickly get into action and create another contract position for myself. It's just like a project though. It probably will take me less than a month. And then there's the next thing to do. And so I've been in moments of just absolute panic. Just absolute panic. And it isn't even it's panic and it's worry and it's fear, but there's that underneath conversation that's like, how could you let this happen again? What's wrong with you again? What's your problem? Why can't you figure this out? Why are you back in this situation? Like, what's wrong with you? And it's a lot of really nasty self beat up. And now I've done a lot of work. So my self beat up has the essence of growth. Even personal development is wrought with like the not enoughness. It's imbued in it, right? If I'm not growing, what am I doing? And I've had to look at all of this shit and I've been leaning on God and faith, which I don't do. And even that I've been grappling with. How much of this is my effort, my doing, my contribution, my effort, my work, and how much of it is faith and trust in God providing? I don't fucking know. I legit don't know. I am racked with like trying to figure it out. And I know that's not how this shit gets solved. It's just not going to happen that way. And so I've been up against it, like so fucking up against it. Holy shit. Yesterday was a temper tantrum. Let's just put it that way. I don't need to go into details about words that were said, but words were said, lots and lots of tears and lots of anger pointed up. Like, I'm a good person. Like, why have you forsaken me? Like, there are people out in the world who are douchebag fuckheads and they don't have money problems. They're fucking rolling in cash. I gotta get, who I really want to get? Hold, please. I'm actually gonna press pause so I don't waste your time. Hold. It was around the same time. Yes. Yes. Um, and so my relationship with God, faith, belief, religion. I've been going to church and I've been going to church like, fuck, questioning it, questioning it, being open, trust me, being open and be like, let me consider Jesus as a path. Let me consider that. Let me consider what all these fuckers are crazy about. Crazy about Jesus. It doesn't make any sense to me to worship a man, that I need to have a mediary, that I need to have a medium, a way. There's only one way to get to God. Come on. So again, like classic, classic eight, classic challenger, classic fucking, yeah. And so had a lot of faith opportunities to practice faith and have been, and some of them have been successful. Yesterday was not a successful day for me. It was a lot of anger and frustration and why is this happening to me? Now listen, fuck you for it's not happening to you, okay? I'm going to allow myself to have temper tantrums because I am. Do I know what's happening for me? Yeah. Yeah. And fuck, fuck. Everyone has their own process. I'm never tell somebody to fucking rush their process ever because I think that's actually where we rob people. Anyway, side note. And so I've been in this place of like, I'm in this, I'm in this course called the autonomy course. And it's all about how to design a business that's outside of the paradigm of what we know business to be. I'm like, fucking sign me up. Fucking sign me up. Because everything in the old paradigm nauseates me. Like, I am like, fuck you, fuck that. No. And so, but I got bills to pay. I got lots of bills to pay. Bills are stacking up. Now, I have created some partnerships where I will be, I've been brought on to help them facilitate their work inside of businesses and organizations. And I love what this company does. They're amazing. And it's in alignment with what I believe and the work that I do and have done for, the last 7 or so years. And so they've brought me on, but there's just no opportunity at the time. So once there is, I'm in. I'm their US, you know, I'm their US person. However, what I've noticed is anytime I go work for someone else, helping them build their business, I get this fucking really, really strong tap, shove on the shoulder that's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're paying the bills? All right, got it. How's that working for you? Like, how does that feel? Because I know that I can generate revenue for myself, for my own business. And there is just this gripping fear of having some sort of stability and having not having to rely on all on me. And I do love working in teams and I do love collaborating and entrepreneurship, solopreneurship is so fucking lonely. It's it's like I don't like it. I really don't. It's not my jam. And so I have this partnership. It will happen when it happens, but it's not a recurring paycheck. But what I'm noticing is the things that I want to speak about, me coming back out into the marketplace, me coming back out into the world from the time that I've been quiet, which has been the last 2 years. November 2022, 2 years ago, moved out of my ex's house, let my business let my business dry up. All my clients ended just perfectly magically at that time. Didn't start anything back up, wasn't teaching the courses that I've been teaching for the last year. And then have just been working, figuring it out. All right. So as I go through this divorce, as I'm healing and grieving and suffering and watching my children suffer, all of these things, it's a motherfucker. Moving, changing relationship status, and changing job status. The three most stressful things happened to me all in the same month. Okay. So money has always been, not just has been lately, it's always been a thing. And I feel like it's been a thing because I haven't seen the way that me doing purpose-driven work, purposeful work, it leads to profitability, leads to abundance and wealth, dollars, dollar bills, like dollars. Taking a minute, taking a minute to be in the mm, 31 minutes. So I'm looking over at my notes because I'm like, there's a couple of topics I want to talk about. Why I've been quiet. I have a very deep visceral fear of persecution for the words that come out of my mouth to be used against me. Now, some of that was actually real. Being in the middle of a divorce and child support and all of that, like I did not want to be seen online. I didn't want any, I didn't want him to know what I was doing. I didn't want anything being used against me. Now, that was legit. That stuff ended this year, September. And so divorce, child support, parenting time, all that shit, whatever I say can and will be used against me. And then I remembered there's this thing that happened to me when I was a kid where I literally became I got hurt by opening my mouth. I'll tell you the story later. But I was like 7 or 8 and a girl slapped me across the face on the bus for asking her what she and her friend were talking about. And it was like, it's like those moments where these kind of traumatic moments where, I have the best of intentions and I say something and I actually there's physical repercussions. And so that's why I've been quiet. And also, I don't trust what is going to come out of my mouth. Now, I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. And here's what ends up happening. I sit over here and I let the fear win. And then I see someone saying something out in the world that I wanted to say. And that fucking pisses me off. So the other day, I wanted to get some air flowing through my office and I have a big window right here. And the window's broken, so it will not stay up. So you have to prop it up with something. And so I walked over to my bookshelf and the only hardcover book that have in my bookshelf is this book. Hopefully it's not it's mirroring, but hopefully it's not um, backwards. It's Marianne Williamson, A Woman's Worth. And I'm like, oh, weird. And I open it up, and on this certain page, there's a letter to my mom, and there's this funeral card from my grandmother's funeral back in 1993. The letter to my mom was that same year, 1993. And I want to read you how God talks to me. So I pick up this book and I find the letter and I read the letter and I'm like, oh my God. And the letter's dated my now daughter's birthday. This was 1993. I had my daughter in 2011. Nuts. So Marian's talking about a woman that she had seen in like a convenience store. She said, I said a little prayer for her. I've been as bummed out as she was, although I haven't acted out my despair in quite the same ways. I've known, as we all have, her desire to escape into a world where she wouldn't have to face the harshness of another day like this one. At the same time, I know she cares desperately because we all do. Her body says she doesn't care. Her hair says she doesn't care. And her choice of reading matter says she doesn't care, or something like she had grabbed like the National Enquirer magazine. But she does care. And if she felt she had a choice, she would open wide and act like a queen. But she doesn't realize she has the option. She thinks that only queens get to be queens. She doesn't know that every woman who is a queen simply knew she could be one, and everyone else is still pretending she can't. That's all that separates the queens from the slave girls. A shift in consciousness from denial to acceptance of personal power. Imagine my shock when I go to find a book that could prop open my window. These notes are just holding this page open. And when I read this page, it's speaking to me. It's fucking legit speaking to me. I'm going to read a little bit more. It is God's will that we be beautiful, that we love and be loved and prosper in all good things. It is God's will that we all become the goddesses we were created to be. Even when a woman has been blessed with great abundance, she often. Thundercat? The fuck? Why'd you get off D'Angelo? See, this is what I'm saying. No, no, no. This is the one I like. Fucking D'Angelo. God, he's hot. 1995. It's like a revival. Shit Damn Motherfucker is the name of this song. If you don't know, now you know. Even when a woman has been blessed with great abundance, she often has a difficult time allowing herself to receive it all. I have a friend who has a wonderful life. She lives half the year in Europe, flies in her own private plane back and forth between her various houses around the world. She has a husband who's perfect for her, a successful, fulfilling career in fashion design, and two happy, healthy children. What she doesn't have is a thin waist. Her suffering over her weight casts a giant shadow over a life that is otherwise so sweet. She's tried every diet, every doctor, every technique she could find to help herself lose the excess pounds and keep them off. What she had not tried until recently was confronting whatever it was in her that had so much invested in being fat. Replace being fat with being broke. Replace being fat with being quiet. Replace fat with being not, having a marriage that failed. There is no diet or doctor that can prevail against a strongly held belief. In the case of my friend and in the case of many, I'm going to say women who carry around one thing, whatever it is that blocks them from total joy, that belief is this: if I am too happy, too successful, too perfect, I will not be loved. There has to be something that lets other people know that I'm really one of them, that I'm miserable too. I'm really not taking away their piece of the pie. I'm really not perfect, so they don't have to hate me. Okay. So I read this and I'm like, that's me. That's me. If you don't know what the tall poppy syndrome is, the tall poppy is parable or whatever, that the tallest poppy in a field of poppies is the one that's going to get cut down. So as a literal tall woman, my whole life, I've been like shrinking, and pissed at myself about it. Pissed at myself about it. So in this autonomy course that I'm in, you develop what's called your calling, and it's the thing that you feel called to stand for in the world. And mine might change, but it's around this. My calling is people live true to who they are and that they experience radical self-acceptance and unflinching courage. Because in order for me to be me, and I mean really be me, I have to accept all those parts of me that I think you're going to judge. And I think you're going to judge them because they're not perfect enough. I judge them. So right now, what I'm faced with is my bank account, my face, my aging face, trust me, y'all, I have all the things that I've been so attached to my whole life, this currency of beauty. Beauty for a woman is currency. So is thinness. And I'm not, I'm not, I'm not as fit and healthy and strong in my body as I have been. And so these things are like knocking me out and they're keeping me quiet because I'm not there yet. I'm not back to where I was. And so because of that, I'm quiet because I'm a mess right now. And when I say I'm a mess, there's no judgment about it. My life is messy. My finances are messy. My job situation is messy. The next iteration of what I intend to create as an offering to the world, like my work is not just work. I don't just have a job. I wish I could. Lord fucking A, I wish I could. But I'm not here for that. I'm just not. And I know that I'm not here for that because I've never been able to operate in that. Like, there's a calling on my heart that's bigger than me. It's always been there. And I've had moments where I've been less afraid and more courageous to actually talk about that and experience that and create that and live into that and be that for other people, create something for other people. And times like now where I have been on my knees and I've been hiding and I've been pissed about it, like pissed about it. And so the title of this podcast is the title of this podcast episode is probably going to be the title of my new podcast. 222. Announcing the name of my new podcast. Audacity. And audacity is this like the nerve. The nerve. Like I remember my mom when I was a kid. Who do you think you are? Right. And she's just raising her daughter, right? She's just doing what her parents did. Who do you think you are? The nerve. I remember my mom would say that. The nerve. The nerve. Who does she think she is? Audacity is the, the courage to be bold. I'm gonna just pull it up. I was trying to be as prepared as possible. For all my people who love fucking D'Angelo, you're welcome. All right, so dictionary.com defines audacity as boldness or daring, especially with confident or arrogant disregard for personal safety, conventional thought, or other restrictions. Effrontery or insolence, shameless boldness. Shameless boldness. Audacious or particularly bold or daring acts or statements. Yeah. Yeah. So why audacity? Because I've been operating from this place of I can't be this and that at the same time, meaning I know I can be, but I'm so afraid of the judgment of other people and not just the judgment, the actual loss of income. If someone that I'm working for or with sees or hears what I believe about sex and God, or what I believe about religion, or what I believe about using the fucking F word. I love that I said the fucking F word. Like what I believe about my own self expression, what I believe about my own desires as a woman, what I believe about money, what I believe about power and corporate greed, what I believe about the constructs that have always in my mind been fucking used to control human beings, fear, the churches, the corporations, the governments, all of that shit that I've just been like, how can y'all not see this as a mechanism for controlling the masses? Now, I have been sitting on the sidelines watching other people talk about it. Not in my way, not in the way that I would do it, but they're talking about it. And I've been thinking these things for 25 years plus, more than 25 years. Graduating college, like not going into corporate America. Not fucking, you couldn't pay me enough. Not going into that fucking beast. Not doing it and thinking that I was fucked up. So the name of the podcast will be something like Audacity. And it will be conversations. And the first season will be solely women. And I'm not going to limit it going forward after that first season to just women, but I feel so called to serve women and I feel so called to collaborate with Black women. So I really do believe that when white women and Black women come together, that's where actual healing takes place. That's where we can actually start to heal some of these bullshit racial and even all that stuff is like no disrespect, no disregard, but like we got to be the ones who actually create something next, something new. Not looking back, look creating something new in partnership. Like that's what I'm about. And I'm really, really fired up about it. I'm also really, really fired up about working with young women. Like, and I've always had this thought, like, can't make any money at it. Can't make any money at it. Like, and that's a load of crap. It's just a load of crap. So I'm starting with the podcast because there's a body of work inside me that isn't completely cut off from what I was doing, but this is taking it to this next level where I want to create a platform where I don't give two fucks, I don't give one fuck, I don't give half a fuck about what the person on the other end might believe about me or think about me or what repercussions might happen because this is my platform. This is my stage and I want to be bringing in women who are actually creating waves. They're creating disruptions. They're creating new paradigms out in the world for us, for ourselves, for women. And then I know that I will bring men in because here's what I know about the masculine. The masculine is here to support the feminine. Like we can't do this without men. We're not creating inside of those masculine paradigms. We're creating our own, but we damn fucking well need men, the support of that masculine essence. And I've been rectifying so much of that within myself. I'm so not down to do the grind and the drive and the fucking hustle. Like the only place I will hustle is out on the dance floor like 70s night. Like the actual hustle. It's the only way you're going to see me do the hustle. And this podcast is going to be catalytic conversations designed to move people into action, designed to actually create spaces where women come together and create, co-create, collaborate, and lift each other up. Really, really lift each other up. I am committed to healing, creating something that helps heal any sort of woman on woman or woman to woman conflict. Like women that don't get along, I don't understand it. Because my issues aren't with women. My issues are with men. I've been working, I told you I've been working on that. I work on that privately. I'm going to talk about sex. I'm going to talk about religion. I'm going to talk about God. I'm going to use the fucking F word. Because listen, money, marriage, messy middle, mistakes. Fuck mistakes. My fucking life is wrought with mistakes. But guess what? Every mistake I make, if I use it appropriately, it's isn't a mistake. It's teaching me something. It's teaching me something. So the Audacity podcast I will start just publishing episodes on the Sacred as Fuck podcast because it's out there. It's already out there. All I have to do is just start recording. But I'm gonna have it kind of be like the Audacity season. And I probably will start to rebrand. But I'm gonna start, yeah. This is episode 1. I'm gonna bring my daughters in. I'm gonna interview them. It's gonna be fun. My daughter was like, "Mommy, you should just do it." I was like, I want to just podcast. That's all I want to do. I want to create a platform where we're creating just like amazing conversations that are uplifting people, that are giving people permission to be their bold fucking have the audacity to be themselves. How dare you? How dare you be beautiful? I mean, this is the Marianne Williamson, her famous quote. Her famous, I wish I could find it. No, I'm gonna find it. Give me a sec. Hold. All right. I found it. I'll read it to you. I'll wrap with that. This is the famous Marianne Williamson quote. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. we ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. That is the point and the purpose of this podcast. There's not a lot that I know lately. There's not a lot that I can be like, yep, I'm really fucking clear. Like, I know that. But this, this I know. I have been given a gift, a gift of speaking, a gift of relating, a gift of connecting people and concepts, and this very scary gift of ushering in this new paradigm of leadership, this new paradigm of like working together, this new paradigm of relating to each other. And ultimately, oh God, it's all about love. Ultimately, what I know about God is that love actually heals. Love heals. Fear is the thing that has kept me small. And if I can create a place where people can come and shine and have the fucking audacity to be themselves, to have the audacity to shine, because it takes an act of a massive act of courage to be yourself, to accept yourself enough so that you can be like, I have something to say and I think it's going to make a difference. And that's just all that I want to do. All that I want to do is liberate people. So that's why I'm doing this podcast, 53 minutes and 4 seconds. And actually, it's longer than that because I fucking, I love you. Like what I'm clear on is I love people and what's needed in the world, what's needed in every corner of the world now, in families, in businesses, in organizations, in marriages, between mothers and daughters and sons and fathers, between husbands and wives, and between white people and black people and everyone else in between. It's love. It's love. And so the essence of why I'm doing this is because I believe that what really, really heals us is owning like the brilliance and the uniqueness of who we are. And your uniqueness and your brilliance and your boldness is never fucking gonna look like mine. And that's okay. Quiet leadership is some of the most powerful. Mine is big mouth leadership. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. So I'm excited, like lit the fuck up excited. And uh, I don't know who's going to be my first guest. I have so many people that I want to interview. So love, love, love. Spread this episode, will you? Will you do me a favor? Like, spread this episode to people, women that you know, love, and want to see succeed. The only way that I've been able to stand up is because other people have helped me when I fell on my knees because we can't do it alone. And so this podcast is designed to unite people, to unite women. Women are the ones capable of really healing the planet, and it's our time. It's our time, bitches. I will maybe give you a couple of other names of my podcast that I was tossing around. I was tossing it around. Rebel Woman, Rebel Woman, Liquid Strength. What? Tall Poppy. Oh, this is my. I don't know. This one might be. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just have these be like actual episodes, but like, yeah, comma, no. Like, yeah, no. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. um, The Revolution of Self, Bold Bitch. Bold Bitch was a good one too. For now, the Audacity podcast or just Audacity. Oh no, the Audacity show. I don't know. Audacity. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Really, 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 truly, like, send this to a woman. If it impacted you, send it to a woman. Also, I'm gonna do some weird, crazy stuff, like give you my cell phone number. Like, I'm not kidding. It's not gonna be some fucking weird Google number. Because I actually want dialogue. I don't want to sit on a fucking stand in a fucking pulpit and be like, listen to me, because the age of the guru is fucking done. You're the guru. You have something to say. And the way that I get better is to hear you. The way that I can actually like get better is to hear you. So tell me what you think. Tell me where you're impacting the world. Tell me what's on your heart. And also, who are some remarkable women that you would love for me to interview? Because you want to hear deeper, you want to hear their audacious story. You want to hear their their essence of audacity. All right. Love you. Thank you. Keep fucking being awesome.